Welcome back to the Automate Construction Podcast. We're joined today by Roman Shvets from Kiev with UTU. Did I pronounce that right, I hope?
Yes, you too.
UTU, very cool. And UTU is 3D printing, the first on-site 3D printed house in Ukraine. And you're on site, you got the house right behind you. Welcome.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
for joining
yes.
me today.
This is the house. The all walls are ready, 3.5 meters high. And next
Wow,
step is going on for roofs, for windows, for doors, etc.
that's incredible. And the printing took how long from start to finish?
It took only 2 weeks
Two
from the
weeks, very
beginning.
quick.
Yeah, yeah. We wanted to make it quickly, but because it was first time for us when we start to use our 3D printer, it took 2 weeks. But normally it have to took only 1 week, according to our calculations.
And what was there on that land you're printing on before you started printing?
Pardon?
What was that land for before you guys printed the building
Okay,
there?
about land. There is one story behind this building. You know that Ukraine now is fighting against Russian aggression, and
Of course.
it was this place 2 years ago, 1 year ago, in February 2024, 22. There was very beautiful house of the family, mother, father, and two beautiful daughters. But when Russians aggression came to Kiev area, they destroyed their building completely. So they lost their building, and after a while, the father who joined Ukrainian army also was killed by Russian terrorists. And the family, mother and two beautiful daughters, they almost had no chance to rebuild their house because they have no savings, nothing. Because of that, a charity fund, whole donations, Ukrainian fund, decided to help them. They collect money, they invite some people who would like to join this project, and our company was invited as subcontractor to build these beautiful walls. And we started to be part of this project this summer. We came here in August and already make such beautiful walls.
Yeah, it's horrible that happened to them, but it's great that your team and group and the charity was able to step in and provide this opportunity.
Yes, 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 yes.
So, is that when the company started? Was it to address that issue, or before that you had already set your mind on construction technology?
We started to work for this direction in 2021. We started our company. We made
Hmm.
our first 3D building printer, and we built already one house in Sumy area. It's east of Ukraine. We
Hmm.
built only walls, but we could not finish it in that time because war started in 2022. In the beginning of war, we didn't know what to do. We were on a hold. Nobody knows what to do next. And after some time, after half year, we decided to continue. And we already had experience with our first 3D printer. And we decided to develop the new model because new model is much better. All the mistakes, all the problems are fixed already in the second model. So in the beginning of this year, we started to develop new printer, and a group of engineers, of software programmers, we developed our printer and we collected and we built it. And in July, it was finished. So the printer was finished in July, and after that, it was transported from Lviv. Lviv is city on the west of Ukraine, where our production shop is. We transported it from Lviv to Kiev here, and we tried to do first project, first building, and it was very successful.
Yeah, it looks very successful. It's not easy to get those even lines that look symmetrical all the way up, and you guys seem to have some good quality lines. Are we able to walk around a little bit?
Yes, of course, we tried. Let's make small tour. It's 3.5 meters high,
Hmm.
and area is 130 square meters of this building.
So like 11 or 12 feet tall and say maybe 1,200 square feet for the Americans out there.
Yes, probably. And the problem also was to get very good dry mixture for building materials, because
Sand, especially.
yes, printer is okay, it's machine, but the second part of success is building material. In the beginning of our business, we tried to do it by ourselves. So we do mixture. We took sand, we took cement, we made some additives, but to say honest, it was awful. Because sausage, we call it, which goes from the printer, sometimes was too liquid, sometimes was too hard. It behaved itself very wet, very bad.
Mm.
So after a while, we decided to stop these attempts and to go to professionals. So we went to professional company in Ukraine. Its name is Henkel. It's from Germany. And they listened to us, and they decided to take a part in our project and start to develop material for 3D printer. Because actually in Ukraine, it's not possible to buy it in a building shop. It just simply not exist. So Henkel was the first company in Ukraine who developed this material for us. They spent for that maybe half or 2 years, let's say 2 years. And this building was built from Henkel material. To say honest, it is very good stuff. It behaved itself in very good way. No cracks, very plastic when it goes from the printer. So we're happy with this material. It's very good partner for us.
Very nice. And the design of the house has a lot of angles and curves, it looks like.
Yes, yes, true. A lot of rounds, um, walls,
Who was the
and a lot
architect
of.
on the project?
It's one of participants of the charity fund. Charity fund invited architecture, invited constructor, invited subcontractors like we are. Also somebody who will be responsible for ceiling, for roof, for window, for all other stuff. Our company is responsible for these beautiful walls.
Hmm. They are good. And the rebar coming off of the top, is that for, will you have an insulated concrete form roof, or what's the roof structure?
The roof will be concrete plate on the top.
Hmm.
It will be solid concrete plate.
Nice. Very cool. So now that you've completed this home, your printer, the second version of the printer's up to par. What's next for that printer? Will you be printing out many more homes or other objects?
A very good question, because when we were building this beautiful house, we were in the focus of attention of everybody. A lot of media, a lot of reporters, journalists came to us, they asked us about this, and now we had a lot of inquiries from many parts. Please take a part in our project. So now we are conducting negotiations with many developers, and we are not decided yet what will be the next project, but for 100%, it will be soon.
Yeah, that's exciting. So that means maybe if there's somebody who's listening who has a good idea for a big project in Ukraine, or what
Yeah.
areas would you serve?
Yes, because of this beautiful machine, the printer, we can reconstruct Ukraine very quickly. Especially a lot of places in Ukraine which were destroyed by Russian aggressors. They need to be reconstructed, and this way is very modern. It's very nice and has a lot of advantages. You have no waste stones. You can calculate how much materials you need very precisely.
Well, there's definitely some waste.
Yes, yes, yes.
There's still some waste.
Oh, maybe.
Not zero. It's maybe 20% waste because the to start up the hose every time and then to stop the hose, and then also not every print goes perfectly. So there's at least 10% waste, probably 20.
But this waste can be used for next house.
Not really. How so?
Okay.
I mean, I guess if you crush it up, how would you use the waste for the next house?
I mean, not waste, maybe the leftovers of the material.
Yeah, if you
I mean
some
this.
people can put it in forms, but you can't put it back in the printer.
No, no, no.
You got to
But
use it for something else and be creative. But I guess there's a lot of challenges. You've probably had to be creative in a lot of ways. It's not easy getting your supply chains sorted out right now, right?
uh, we'll see.
So for the printer, you were able to get all the parts you need and everything?
I mean, yes, if you mean printer, how we made it, yes, we ordered some parts from Ukraine producers, some from European ones, some from Asia, so it was not so difficult.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's good. And
But
so,
software, which is very important part of this machine, is developed absolutely by our programmers, by our software engineers, because it's unique. As you know, for every machine, it is their own software. It cannot be copied.
mhm.
So we do it by ourselves.
The G code slicer software for
Yes,
the
yes, absolutely. We
very
call it
nice.
slicer. It's true.
Yeah, the walls really look great. It's tough to hear in some areas. It's very windy, and when the wind picks up on the microphone, it's bad for the
Yeah,
audio.
yeah,
But right
yeah.
now, it's
Now
pretty good.
it's true. It's true. It's windy weather now. Maybe I shall go inside.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
it's best.
I imagine the first printer, maybe one of the differences is the rigidity. Usually most companies add a lot of rigidity to their second printer so that they have less vibration.
Yeah. The first printer had a problem with because it used the first printer had a hydraulic parts cylinder with high pressure. High pressure is not always good. Sometimes it's bad to have um, to have this high pressure. So second one, no hydraulic cylinder, no high pressure, only electrical motors, and I think it's better.
Interesting solution. And so your printer is a gantry system
What do you mean, gantry system?
or it's a polar system, so it sticks out like a
No, no,
single
no, no.
axis and
It's a work about one axis, yes, right, but it doesn't work like a fire machine. It goes up by how do you call it?
like a lift,
Like a lift. Yeah, yeah.
like a scissor lift maybe.
Yes, yes, yes. Something like this. Yes. Step by step,
Okay.
by electrical motor goes up.
Yeah, we'll have to collaborate on some more videos in the future. I hope to travel to Europe in maybe the next summer, hopefully, but uh maybe by then you guys will have a couple more printed homes, ideally.
Okay.
Uh your background isn't in construction, right? I looked at your LinkedIn profile. You had businesses in products and bringing products to market and ad agents or advertising.
Yeah. Yes, my background is complicated, let's say. My first education is mechanical engineer, which helps me
Very cool.
now very much. The second
Yeah.
one is marketing, and the third one is IT. But we work now in construction tech industry, which combine in cell building and IT. So IT and mechanical engineer is a very good solution for this.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that get mechanical engineering degrees that are also cut out for marketing because it's two very different things.
Then you understand everything. You know how things work, how they interact with each other.
Well, the in my experience, I went to an engineering school as well. Those people tend to be more to themselves and maybe quieter, whereas advertising and marketing, you have to be as loud as you possibly can usually.
Okay, okay.
I don't know. What do you think?
Sometimes yes, sometimes not. It depends on situation.
Hmm. And so your job now for this building, were you on site yourself working with the printer, or did you hired the labor roles and you were a supervisor? What was your
To say honestly, everything, because CEO is responsible for all the business. So you have to watch out that team is good, that everything is working, that supply is good, that every detail of your mechanism, I mean business, working smoothly and nicely. This is the responsibility of CEO. So a lot
absolutely.
of
So how did you build your team? What was the first team member you brought on?
I joined this company this summer, and team already existed. The founder of our company is one Mr. Dmitro Zolotaryov. He is the boss. and he
Cool.
invited me to this position in summer of this year. But the whole team was already completed by him. Only some people joined after me.
I had assumed since you were a company that was only a couple years old, that, or I guess a few years old maybe now, the CEO and founder might be the same role, but I guess you brought on after. So the founder, when he started the company, was he an engineer or was his background more the business side?
He's more business, this
Hmm.
founder. And when business started to grow very quickly, he needed help of professionals.
Yeah.
That's why he invited me.
And so does he do many startups? Is he a serial
No, no,
entrepreneur or is
no.
it a new?
This is the main startup of his life, I think, because previously Dmitry Zolotaryov was responsible for building small houses in normal, practical, just say, common way from bricks. So he already has experience in building
Mhm.
in Sumy area, but after a while he decided to go to direction of a 3D printer. So 2 years ago he started to develop this direction. It was successful, and now when he saw that it grows very quickly, and when you are in this stage, you need help of somebody who had the knowledge in many fields. That's why he decided to invite myself.
Yeah, and it seems like with the what's the demand for labor like right now in Ukraine?
Now we have war in
Yeah.
Ukraine, and many men are involved in battlefield and fighting with Russia. And now it's
Hmm.
not so easy to find good workers, good specialized because of that. So we try to do it, but it's not very easy now. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's certainly a big challenge. It makes the printer more important than ever in a way if it's able to reduce the human labor because then you can provide the same housing with maybe less people. I imagine that's the goal.
But our company has strategy to produce printers. This is the first direction. And second one is to build by the help of these printers such beautiful houses. So we have a plans on next year to build, let's say, we don't know, maybe 10, maybe 20 printers more. So we need good engineers in our workshop in Lviv to produce these printers. Also, we need more workers to operate these printers on the construction site. So we have the big plans for next year. This was our first attempt, first project, and it was successful. All our calculations were correct. So after that, we have some time now to make learning and findings after this project, and we will go further.
Yeah, definitely that would sound like the next steps in 10 to 20 printers would be incredible to scale up to that level of
Yeah,
manufacturing. It's interesting you already foresee you're going to produce a lot of printers, you're going to have to operate them, but will you be selling these printers or operating them yourself, you're saying?
this question is now under discussion. We don't know yet
Hmm.
how we will make this. There are a few different strategies. Now we think out how to go on further. Maybe
Yeah, it's
selling, maybe
interesting.
operate by self. Maybe don't know yet because Ukraine is not in not standard situation. Because first we have a lot of destruction on the east because of war, a lot of work to rebuild houses. At the same time, we see a big perspective, but for our business, but still, the tools which has to be used in this situation has to be not standards. It must be something different because war, which we have now in Ukraine, it's absolutely not standard situation for our century, for Europe. It's something crazy thing.
It certainly is crazy. It's tough to talk about on this podcast because I don't have a good understanding of like the situation. So I feel like it's inappropriate for me to speak about, but it's interesting to hear and it's good to see that the country even still going through these challenges is able to sprout up people that are excited about the future and working towards improving the future. It's like there's still so much hope.
Yes, true.
So the So you get brought on as the CEO, and at that point, did they have the first printer built yet?
Yeah. They built first prison without me. In second one, we
Hmm.
did it already with my presence.
And so how big was the team before you got there?
It was about 8 people, and now we
Okay,
have 10,
pretty good
10
size.
people. Yeah, good
Do you
team.
know if they raised money from venture capital investors or friends and family or personally financed the company?
This is the first personal finance of the company now, yes. But now
Wow.
it's a big question how to get finance. We are searching, we are looking for additional investment because we have great plans and we need some support. And if we can find any possibility with your help, it will be very nice to support our company.
Yeah, hopefully there's somebody listening right now who can who maybe they have maybe it's Caterpillar or some manufacturing company that partner or some other somebody who wants to buy the 10 printers all at once. I don't know, but the yeah, the best way to find those people I think is to talk about it and get it out there.
Yeah,
So the wall you're standing in front of right now, I see on the corners it has, or at least on the one corner on your right side, it had that pillar. So is that filled with rebar and concrete, or is the whole thing filled with concrete?
you mean the walls. The walls
Yeah, is
is,
the whole is it sections or what's
yeah,
the structure?
the wall is 35 centimeters high, width, sorry, 35 centimeters. It divided into parts. Outside part with empty space and inside part with empty space. Outside part will be filled by isolation foam. It's isolation. The internal part is empty for tubes, for electrical cables, any kind of connection. So this is the structure of the wall itself.
Very nice. So you join on as the CEO. There's 8 people on the team, and they're building this second printer now. They're working, they had the first printer, they figured out the improvements they wanted to make. Is it still an 8 person team? Like, what was your primary, was there a reason that the founder wanted to hire someone else to be the CEO at an early stage in the company?
Mm.
Just organizational management, I guess.
I think that the founder of the company made the right decision inviting me,
Sure.
inviting for this position of CEO. It's right. Because if you want to grow your company, you get a lot of perspective when you see a very big scale of the development. You need somebody who will help you. So it's correct step from his side.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I wasn't thinking it wasn't a good step. I'm just trying to dissect, I guess, so that the audience understands like what your day-to-day role is because it's so interesting to people to see working at a technology company that's really never been done before in your country. So navigating all the different challenges that come up and things. Like what's how would you describe your job to maybe a 5-year-old?
After 5 years,
To
oh,
like just to a young child or somebody who doesn't really understand. So somebody
yeah,
very
I
simple.
understand the question. I've got the point. You would like me to describe my job? Okay. Yes, yes. I'm responsible for everything. I have to have vision. I have to understand the mission of our company. I have to understand marketing needs, what people want in Ukraine, what are their requirements, what kind of building do they have, or what kind of building do they need to build to be built. This is the uh, things which are very important for development of the company. Also, I have to take into account what opportunity do we have, what are the resources do we have, what people, what knowledge, what equipment, and we have to combine all these things such in a way that company behave itself like our owner want. The main purpose of CEO is fulfill needs of the owner. That's it. Very easy.
So I guess right now, like you had already described, the speaking with the potential future owners of 3D printed homes as they reach out to you guys from all the big media attention you're getting, trying to figure out which is the best job to pursue next. What are some things that would make a job more appealing for you guys or a job that you'd want to stay away from?
Mm, to be honest, I didn't get the point.
If
Repeat,
there's a,
please.
a customer that wants something printed, maybe it's a house or a different kind of object or something like that,
Yes.
what's a customer that would you would want to serve? A good customer that has a good project versus maybe there's other bad projects that aren't so ideal for you.
Well, of course, we would like to show customer who would like to buy PDF printed home. It's easy. It's true. And there are a lot of such people here because initially people didn't, was a little bit, um, they didn't trust it, to say, because it's new.
Mhm.
Everything which is new is not trusted by people. They were looking that they did, okay, maybe it's good, but I will wait. Let somebody else build such a house, I will see. But now, when we have first example, when you can jump here, touch walls, you can look, you can test it. This is big step for all the potential clients to ensure them that it's a really good thing. You have to buy this kind of house.
I think the microphone is in your shirt.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was kind of muted, but now it's good. As long as it doesn't fall behind your collar, it starts to muffle. The the what were you saying? I'm sorry. It was really I could barely hear you.
Yeah, I
About the
say that
customers.
about the customer. Initially, customer was a little bit, they are not sure if they want this kind of houses, if they can trust this new construction, because it was only theoretically on the drawing, on the paper. But when you have real object, this one, it was very important for our company to build first house, to show everybody who is interested that it's real. We invite everybody to want to buy this house here, to visit our this place, to touch this, to test this, to look, to walk, to understand that it's a real nice building. And it helps us very much to convince our potential clients to make an order for a new house from us.
Yeah, it's a big accomplishment, and there's a big difference between a team that says they're going to print a house and a team that actually has printed a house and finished
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely correct, right. It's very important to
A
have
lot of
a
people,
sample. Yeah,
a lot of people in the first category, but most of them don't make it to the second category. So you guys have your house up now. That's fantastic. Now that you have it up, are you showing it to banks and insurance companies that are looking at, I guess, do people get mortgages typically?
what about banks?
In America, the printed homes in new areas, when there's only one of them, they sometimes have trouble qualifying for a mortgage or qualifying for home insurance. Have you experienced those things yet?
No, no, we don't have such experience.
Hmm. So at this stage, what do you guys need the most to grow and expand your business?
Money, we need
Hmm.
finance. Everything is
Investors.
clear. Yeah, investors. Now we we have some negotiations with potential investors, but of course we would like to have more, and everybody who is interested to develop this business invited to talk to us. We are open to everybody. We can talk and discuss all the issues, because for Ukraine
Very
it's
good.
very, very promising technology.
Do you have a target goal in mind, how much you'd like to raise?
Target goal, I mean target audience.
The target, like how much you'd like to raise for this round of investment.
Ah, I think it's better to talk directly with the interested party, and not now.
Okay. So let's say you raise probably in the millions is what you'd need to build 10 printers.
Yeah,
So you raise the $5 million, what you need, or however much, what's the next step? Is it you need to get a factory and then hire the manufacturing line, or you need to, what's after you raise the money, what do you have, what do you do?
We have already a business plan. We already developed it. We have plans to extend our factory in Lviv. We have plans to hire more people, to build more printers, and to build more houses.
Hmm.
It's very clear.
That's a good plan. I like that plan.
Yeah, it's smart, specific, measurement, achievable, reachable, and timely.
Yeah, there's a lot of different spaces it can go into as well. So whether it's franchising in the future, or your guys are partnering with Henkel to sell materials or something, designing the printers, the new models, whatever there's a million different businesses that you guys can get into.
Yes, it's possible. It's true. Correct. Yeah.
It's very exciting. And what's the response been like from the local town?
What, sorry, what is this?
The neighbors and the people who live in the area, what do they think
Oh,
about
yeah, I
living
got
next
it.
to a 3D printed house?
Everybody is happy to see it. They are very happy for this owner of this future house, for this woman, for their daughters, because they're happy that they finally get new houses, because without this building, they had no chances to gain somehow new house. And neighbors are really happy. They support them. And all the area of the Irpin. Irpin is city near Kiev where we now, Irpin, name of it, know about it. And they support this owner. It's a very, very good response to them.
Yeah, that's terrific. So the area right now that you're in, I mean, I guess it's safe for you to be there. There's not weapons flying at you.
To say honest, no places in Ukraine safe as now, unfortunately, because even if we don't have active battles here, still Russians every day attack us by missiles. Every place can be under attack. But if we skip this point of danger, I mean missiles, this area is more or less safe, because front battlefield is far from Kiev now. But 1 year ago, here was the most hot fighting, because Russians wanted to occupy Kiev, and they stood here and shoot to Kiev direction from this place.
Sounds very complicated. And your background, are you from Ukraine your whole life, or born somewhere else maybe?
I spent all my life in Ukraine. I worked in many companies, and starting in Mockwold Wells. It was a Dutch company for valves. And after that, Coca-Cola, American company. I was sales representative and marketing manager in Coca-Cola. And after that, Imperial Tobacco company. And then advertising agency. I was 15 years general manager of advertising agency. And after that, I started to work for this business. And all of them were in Ukraine.
So 15 years in the advertising agency, I guess you got to see the media transform from paper to digital, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Or from
It's
TV ads to the internet.
yeah, it's true. I saw it. It's true.
What was that, an interesting transformation? Did it happen quickly or slowly?
No, it was slowly. We started with events and promotions and retail, and we finished with digital promotion and internet.
Google click ads.
Absolutely,
Those are
absolutely.
good. I mean, I know a lot of people who use those very effectively, but it's more fun to be in a business like 3D printed construction that kind of advertises itself.
Yes, it's interesting because it's new, it's innovation, and always nice to work in business which is innovative and interesting to everybody.
Yeah, you guys don't need any pay-per-click ads when you're on every news channel locally.
Yes, true.
And it's fascinating to see, I guess, You were a team of 8 people, then you came on 9 people. Now how many people are on the team?
11.
11, so still growing. And are you looking for any new people?
I think yes. After we just finished this building on Friday last week. So now printer moved to his parking place, Lviv, to our shop, to our production place. And now we have to spend some time, maybe a few weeks, to analyze everything, to maybe find some mistakes, some details to improve our printer. And after that, we will came to solution. Probably we need more people to develop the third one, fourth one, fifth one, and etc.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like one of the big advantages of your printer is that it's smaller, so it's easier to, you don't have to do a big gantry system manufacturing on site. You don't need to have a forklift raising up the bars of the printer or something. Like, what's this? Can you describe bringing the printer on site, assembling it, and then disassembling it?
Only top sections of the printer was dismounted, and after that it was easily loaded to the truck, and it was transported by truck with top dismounted separately, so very easy. So it's very mobile device, by the way. So the maximum area which it can be printed by this printer is 130 square meters square.
130 square meters.
Yeah.
And that's by moving the printer to different locations
No. If printer stand in one point, it can cover,
within 130 meters.
yes, square meters. Yeah.
Wow. So that's a pretty big circle.
Well, sorry, 100 square meters. The
Okay.
radius, maximum radius is 8. The diameter is 16. If we take cycle with diameter 16 meters, the inside inside figure is maximum 130 square meters.
8 meters, that's a huge radius.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
At the end of that, it's very challenging to have rigidity. I can only imagine what kind of stability measures you're taking to achieve that. But
We have
uh,
very good engineers, really. Their calculation, their design was very, very smart. Yeah.
is there any chance with the 10 printers you make, you'll be shipping one of those to the United States, or they're all for Ukraine?
Yes, possible, of course. We can ship it to the United States. Why not? If you get
Hmm.
good contract, good order, why not? You can do it.
Yeah, very cool. And so, what about your mixing system? Are you mixing the concrete with water on site?
We have water and dry mixer separate device, and they go by pump, by tube to printer. And inside the printer, we have special mixing unit, which mix water and dry mixture and pump by tube to the printing device.
That's incredibly unique. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
So
it was invented by our people. Yes, true.
instead of having a big hose that's transporting the wet mix all the way from the batch plant mixer or whatever mixer you're using, you have the dry material somehow going
Yeah.
to the printer, and then
Yes.
how far from the extruder head is it mixed? Is it like right above the extruder head, or is it in a box?
If you look at the picture from our LinkedIn page, you can see on the top on the printer there is a white unit. In that place, it is mixed.
That's very challenging to do. I've seen a lot of teams try to put a mixing system on top of their extruder head, and there's
Mhm.
a few videos where you can see printers that have a big platform where somebody had a mixer. They had basically done all the steps to achieve it, but it failed, so they weren't
Yeah,
able to print with it that way.
it's true.
They had to give it up and move it. So it's incredible you guys were able to eliminate that step. The reason people wanted to do it so bad is because those pesky hoses clog up, and then people need to bring a sledgehammer and hit the hoses for hours to get the concrete out that's hardening. So if you
Yeah,
don't have those hoses and the material's not mixed with the water, you're not worrying about that step. So that's really
it's true.
incredible. What
It's true.
other Please talk about it more.
We
I
have
want to
very
learn.
clever, we have very clever engineers. It's true.
And so, do you have any clogs
Max, what is it? Sorry.
during the printing?
Yeah.
Is there, if you print for, let's say, 20 hours, probably too long, right? You're supposed to stop and clean out a little bit.
Yes, yes, yes. We have special device to clean the system after that. We have
How
some
often do
left
you clean?
after one session. For instance, we print this house, especially in the night. I had to say
Mhm.
also because this summer was extremely hot in Ukraine. In the first day when we start to print today, it was 35 degrees, and our machine was not designed for such a regime because it was overheating, and we decided to do it at night because at night it was lower temperature, and we started, let's say, at 19 in the evening and finish at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we install special additional lighting in the construction site, and it was absolutely normal. All night we were printing. So during one session, during one night, we did 50 centimeters of the wall. 50 centimeters. You can even maybe see if you look if you look to the walls, you can see even this piece of walls different color.
Mhm.
On the top, it's much darker. It's darker than on the bottom because 50 centimeters every night. 50 centimeters every night. So we go 50 centimeters. This was okay for this big house. 50 centimeters one night was good.
So is that house in one location of the printer, or do you move the printer during the print?
No, no, no. It was on the one place, one location on the printer,
Wow.
and G code was calculated, was prepared such a way that every night it made 50 centimeters. During 2 weeks, we built all the house
One
without
layer at a
moving.
time, the whole
Yeah,
layer.
yeah, yeah, without movement on the printer. When it finished, big crane came here and put it up printer, low to the truck, and went to Lviv, to the parking place. So without any movement.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
What's the uh, experience for the architects converting their model for the house to be printed?
To say honest, for architect, it was the first try because previously she didn't have any experience for 3D printer. Therefore, it was very close interaction, our programmer and architect, because they need to communicate with each other to make drawing for this 3D house technologically good to be printed. And it was done this way. So they communicate maybe few weeks. They change a little bit initial project to make it more easy to be printed. And after that, we have result.
Yeah, it's my understanding some of the details, like the corners, make something difficult to be printed. Is there anything else, other details that an architect should keep in mind?
Actually not. Corners is not a problem at all. It's almost 90 degrees because many people said your printer will not be able to make 90 degrees. It's not true. It is 90 degrees. It's almost okay.
Well, that's not quite 90 degrees.
But it's almost 90 degrees.
Almost.
Almost, yeah. But the problem was maybe in some small details regarding when you go up and suddenly you found window, you have to change your
I lost your
program.
mic again.
Yeah, because window after the window ends, so it's not
I
the
can't hear
same.
you. You lost the mic.
Oh, sorry, you sorry.
It's okay.
No, layers in the walls are not the same. It depends on how high is it, because when you find, let's say, window on the some direction, you have to change your G code. That's why our programmer and architect, they communicate and solve this problem. But it's
And
not
then
yeah.
Go ahead.
It was not a problem. It was just technical issue which has to be discussed, and they discuss it and they find solution. And now it's okay. So there was any catastrophic problem which could not be solved. So everything is okay.
Uh, and the electrical and plumbing, did you cut those out while you were printing, or did you wait for the concrete to be hardened?
Electrical, it is made after wall was hard. In this case,
Hmm.
we make it false when wall was printed, but in future, we plan to do it automatically. In this particular case, there was no, let's say, time for us to make a G code to make normal space for electrical wires. Therefore, we do that manually. But in future, it will be automatically.
Yeah, it's good. You can do either one is fine.
Yeah.
What are some of the common questions people ask when they just walk up to the building and they don't know what it is?
They say, how it's possible? We never saw it. We never saw something like this before. Imagine. They they're so excited. When they came to this place, everybody is excited.
And you yourself, how did you learn about 3D printed houses? Was it that Utu contacted you and wanted you to be the CEO, and then you said, I guess that's then you had to learn what a 3D printed house was, or had you had any experience
I
beforehand?
don't know. We will see. I don't know now.
Um, and so before you started, had you ever operated a 3D printer before, a plastic printer?
No, 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 no. This is my first experience with 3D printing.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. The
Yeah,
uh, the background of the people who are starting the companies comes from all over the place. Some people are
yeah,
hobby. Some people have only plastic printing experience. Some people have only concrete experience. Some people have business experience and different types of startup experience. And uh, everybody has in common that everyone's excited about the future and innovation and bringing technology and construction sites. Uh, so it's great to see. What other what was different than you expected?
Mm, to say honest, I get to this business, to this company quite quickly, I think, and no problem at all. Maybe because of big experience which I have from marketing and from engineering, from IT, but not very special. I understand it is new technology. I start to learn it. I start to surf internet to look for other competitors, to study how they do, what they experience. And after some time, I understand how does it work, and now it's okay.
Yeah, it's usually very difficult printing. Things come up, challenges happen. I visit a lot of concrete prints and I've never seen one that just goes smoothly, perfectly all the time. There's always little challenges that come up, but the team, if it's an experienced team, they can handle those challenges quickly and it's not very stressful.
Yeah, we live in very stressful condition in Ukraine. We used to live in this difficult situation. Every day we have different tasks to be solved. So it's only one of the tasks which we have to solve.
Yeah, that's when you put it into perspective like that, I guess printing's not so stressful.
No, no, printer is not stressful at all. In comparing with other things which we have now here, it's uh, it's a very nice process. We like it very much. We like to see happy people when they look at these beautiful walls. Then they say, "Oh, it's nice." This positive emotion very needed now here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have happy stories. It's good the town people appreciate it. There have been some places in America, some weird towns where they don't love the technology because they're saying robots are taking jobs away and silly things like that. It's crazy to me. It's like, did people say that about screwdrivers when they invented the electric drill? I don't get it.
Okay.
They people could just complain about anything, but the uh the people still working on the site, it's not like they're still jobs. And I'm sure of the 8 people, they didn't all have to go to college, right? Some of them, it's just like regular labor jobs. Maybe there's pieces that have to be placed on site or things that need to be mixed. There's still lots of construction work on the job site for people, right?
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Lots of work opportunities for people from all kinds of backgrounds, whether they got a degree or not. So it's still all the good things about the construction industry are going to stay. I think we'll see. What other technologies are you excited about?
Technology, what do you mean?
Are there any other technologies you're excited about implementing, or maybe it's a very open-ended question, but is there any other interesting technologies on the horizon for you guys, or just,
This technology which we use is very, very interesting for us, and it's very
of
nice,
course?
and I think it will be very useful in future. And we see very big perspective of it. So always new technology is good.
Yeah, and especially when you can combine a new technology with another technology, you get sometimes even greater benefits.
Yes, yes,
So
that's why the guy who has experience from different industries, from marketing and mechanical engineer and IT, sometimes can invent some very interesting solutions because it's combination of different industries.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's important.
yeah. Okay.
So are there any of those combinations technologies in particular that are like they had everyone was talking about LK99 a couple weeks ago, and then now people are talking about AI. Last year was cryptocurrencies. Uh, are there any other technologies do you think could is there a way we could integrate AI with concrete printing, or is that something you guys aren't concerned with?
We thought about it, about AI, but I think not today. Maybe after some
Hmm.
months we will come to this solution because AI, ideally, of course, it somehow has to be connected to 3D printing somehow. Already even some solutions, but for our model, it is a question of the future development.
What was your material solution like before you matched up with Henkel?
Material solution for 3D printer.
Yeah.
Oh, it was developed by ourselves. I already told you we tried to mix by ourselves cement, sand, some additives, but it was not successful. It was awful. That's why we
It
in
was
the,
I guess the question is how unsuccessful was it? Like, did it print and it just didn't print high quality enough for you? Because the print behind you is extremely high quality. So,
yes, yes.
were you,
This if you
it,
mean
was
this
it just not good
material,
enough? Or,
yes, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. We like it very much because we also had the supervision of our partner company, Henkel. Every day they visited the site. They specialize the technologists, the people who involved in technology of this material. They checked every day what we got.
Mhm.
They tested it and they gave some advices to us how to do better way. And we thankful very much to Henkel company for their support. They're really professional company in this
Yeah,
case.
that sounds very important. And before that step, when you were mixing it without them,
Yeah,
was the concrete, were you able to build any layers at all? Or was it maybe 5 layers and it would fall, or it would build and it
different
didn't look
ones.
good? What was the problem?
It was everything. It was sometimes very liquid, sometimes very hard, sometimes not extruded at all. It was disaster, really. It's not a good way. I don't advise anybody to do this test. Better just go to professionals and ask them for help. Everybody has to do own job. Somebody has to make printers, somebody has to make dry mixture, and it's normal to be
Somebody
specialized in
software.
own. Yes, 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 in own fields, of course.
it really is a lot of different complex things coming together. The material, the software, the printer,
Absolutely.
teamwork,
Yes, yes, true.
all in the
Yeah.
middle of conflict. For you guys, it's incredible that it's almost a miracle when it all comes together and you get a printed house done.
It's good. Okay.
The uh the all those aspects are very challenging and interesting. The one I guess the material is very interesting because it's something that's constantly changing. Different material suppliers have different parameters. I think every team has some kind of material expert.
Of
You
course.
guys have Henkel. Some people hire like a PhD to be on site, but you can't just have a regular concrete crew. Uh, Even there's one group that printed from a truck recently, but they still have a PhD on site dosing the material, making sure everything happens properly for printing because it's different.
Yes.
Uh,
It's a big problem. If you don't have a right solution, it's a big problem for building without right materials.
yeah, and it sounds like you were able to print through a variety of temperatures and conditions. Some of the printing was daytime, some nighttime. Uh,
Yes. During this project, we have collected a big data of the different regimes. I mean, temperatures, speed of printing, moisture, and everything. So now we have to analyze this data and make good solution for the next projects. It's very important, really.
it's nice to see that there's so many improvements to make all the time. Like from this project, you guys have a lot of lessons learned. From the last project, lessons learned. As opposed to traditional construction, they're not really getting better. It's just the same old thing all the time. Uh, Very good to see you guys are making so much progress.
Okay, thank you. We try to do our best.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else that you guys can talk about? What are your biggest marketing initiatives right now? Is there anything we forgot to say?
Marketing?
Yeah, what's the advertising to do for Utu at the moment?
We need to tell everybody they have to cover as much as possible target audience to explain about our first project. This is the main target to reach our target audience, to let them know about this building, to try to visit this place, to touch, to physically test these walls in order to understand about new segment of the market. Because actually we develop now new segment of the market because previously it didn't exist at all. So now it's new category, 3D printed houses. So we pioneers in this field. The pioneers always they have some difficulties to be first, and we need to do everything right to tell our customers that our product is very good, and they can trust us, can trust our quality, can easily change normal usual house for the new house which is built by new technology because it's future. We have to go to future. And we are really proud that in Ukraine, our team now, especially in time of the war, we can develop new technology and we look forward to rebuild our country. We believe it. And also we are always open to any people from abroad, from USA, from Europe, from Asia, for cooperation. We can discuss all the topics, all issues. We can sell our printers everywhere in the world. We can go, we can make orders everywhere. It's no problem for us because we are very dynamic and young company who look to the future.
Excellent. That's great to hear. And if they want to reach out to you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Thank you. Thank you.
How can they contact you?
Oh, sorry.
Email, website,
Email, website, or LinkedIn.
and is the website utu.com or utu.uk? Or what's the domain name? I'll put it in the description of the video too.
www.utu.com.ua website or LinkedIn. 3D Technology YouTube, please welcome to our LinkedIn page. It's a very quick way to contact.
Yeah, terrific. And so if the hopefully the target audience is listening, you get some maybe some houses sold, some printers sold, and it's great to see you're leading the vision of you two to rebuild Ukraine. Hopefully, you guys can make a big impact on putting up some of the new construction so that the people of your country can have secure housing in the future going forward. Hopefully, the big, strong concrete houses.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, Roman. You've been very insightful, sharing all the details about your startup and very generous with your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate your time also. Bye bye.